This is week 5, day 9. It's Friday. And what we're looking at, oops, let me undo that. What we're looking at is NET-200. Okay. Network access. How do we get into a network? Topics. Ethernet introduction. Talk about making cables. So here we go. Talking about OSI model, TCP IP model. Applications hooked into some piece of software, for example, maybe PuTTY. Secured shell. Got this address that we can connect it to. So PuTTY, we're going to send a block of data. That's going to move down. We set up this peer-to-peer session with the other end, and then that data now gets split up into segments with port numbers, and then this data, after the transport layer, that comes in here, and then we create a packet. We put IP addressing on there. So that's encapsulated, okay? So in reality, somewhere in here is the original data. So that's somewhere in here, somewhere inside a segment with IP addresses, so that's all encapsulated, and then eventually we put on the MAC address in this example. And here we call it a frame. Frames put out on the network. The physical layer decides how to send it across. You know, for example, here I used Wi-Fi, or it could be, in fact, let me back that up once here. Wi-Fi, it could be Ethernet in terms of 802.3, which would be on the wire, or 802.11, which would be the Wi-Fi standard. Anyway, the bits, they go, and then they may go up to a router and back down, up to a router and back down. While moving through the internet, for example, they won't go any higher in the network layer, because the only thing they need is the IP address. Get the IP, where you're going to send it. Eventually it ends up at the server where we're logging into. And it gets de-encapsulated as it moves up. In this case, to the Linux server. We're logging into the Linux server. So again, we can highlight this. You can see the whole trip. We're going to SSH in port 22 to the server. That information here moves through, let's say, the internet, then eventually here, and goes back up, and it's read by the server, and we're able to communicate. The OSI model helps us understand the concept of how this works, networking-wise. Same